Welcome to Nightmare Echoes. Listen, scream, and embrace your horror obsession. In this episode, Margo and I cover the 2000 sci-fi horror Pitch Black. Who did the studio originally want to play the role of Riddick? What were they trying to get Claudia Black to do differently with her character? And what was John's fatal mistake? Next week on the podcast is our Christmas episode when we cover P2. But for now, a movie that even Fast and the Furious fans would love, Pitch Black.
Welcome to Nightmare Echoes. I am your host, Margo, with my co-host, Elazar. Elazar, how's it going today?
Pretty good. I'm excited to have you running the show again.
Yeah, I'm just such an expert at it, so don't get confused or lose the train of thought at all, you know? So, what movie are we covering today?
We're covering Pitch Black 2000.
Yes, the sci-fi horror classic Pitch Black with everyone's favorite Vin Diesel. Mm-hmm. Before we start, do you have anything you want to say about this movie?
Yeah, I kind of want to talk about pre-production for a second here.
Okay.
So it was directed by David Fwani.
That was Twohy.
Thank you.
It's Twohy, right?
That is correct.
Twohy.
Okay, directed by David Twohy. He originally did a small film, which he was able to release, and so he was really happy to not be called the first-time director anymore. He was working on something else when they put the script in his lap. It came under a different title, and they told him, if you can make this script work, because at its current part, it doesn't work, and it's too much like an Isaac
Asimov,
thank you, book, and we want to change it. And if you can do this, do some kind of magic to this script to make it work, we'll let you direct this movie. So he added a lot of the characters that have their own secrets that they're dealing with or they're trying to hide. He changed the script enough to people's liking. They said, great, you can direct it. We have an actor for you. Now, in the interviews that he does on all of those special features that I've watched, he will not name the actor that they've tried to force upon him. He said it was a well-known actor who is an action star.
Oh, so it's not anybody in the movie.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
And he said that all he really knew about the man was that he is known to be a dick on set.
Oh.
And
was it to play Riddick or was it
to play Riddick?
Oh, okay.
Right? And think about it, this is 1999 when this is happening, right? When they're casting for this.
Yeah, because it came out in 2000.
Right.
Or was it 1999 or 1998? Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, right, whatever.
The late 90s. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so when this is happening. So he said, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want him as Riddick. And the company said, well, just so you understand, you're choosing between not doing the movie at all or doing the movie with this actor we want you to use. And he goes, okay, that's fine. I don't need to do this movie. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wrote it. If you don't want to use it, that's fine.
Yeah.
So the phone call hung up. The company.
I need to pause you and say that there's yard work going on. And little detectives can figure out the same episode that we recorded this day. Not to dispel the magic. But hopefully the microphones don't pick it up. But if they do,
and edited live, what?
I know it's definitely Monday on when it's released. But so if it picks it up, yeah, sorry about that. There is yard work going on. Okay, right. Continue. Sorry about that.
You're good. So he got off the phone call, and it sounded like the studio was upset that he didn't just agree to it. And a little bit of time had passed, and they called him and they said, okay, forget about that. If you could cast anybody in it, who would you cast? And a few other people, he got to do auditions, but he really liked Vin Diesel. He liked what he brought to the role. And this is how we know the movie. And I can't imagine this movie being done with anybody else.
I know.
So I went to Google, and Google did not have the answer. But then I went to Reddit, who is always where I go to when it fails.
Mm-hmm. Reddit's full of investigators.
And they listed all these sources to tell you that the studio tried to demand that he use Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal
as Riddick.
Can you imagine?
But in this late in his career, in the late 90s, he had already started to gain a lot of weight.
Yeah.
He wasn't the superstar that he's always tried to be. I mean, my mother was in love with Steven Seagal.
Okay.
But I did not understand, like, this movie would be a completely different movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's things that Vin Diesel does muscles-wise that are just unbelievable.
I mean, he has a lot of, like, physical presence, right?
Yes.
And his voice, the way he looks, like, everything.
It would have been a weird, a different movie if Steven Seagal had done
Vin Diesel's integral to Riddick.
Right.
Yeah,
I know. All right. That's what I want to
very
talk about before we start.
Yeah, that's really, I'm glad you brought that up because that was really interesting. Does this Vin Diesel's like first movie?
So Vin Diesel himself was writing a movie that he wanted to direct when this landed, when he was given this script. He was writing a movie about a bouncer who we see the nightlife of New York City through.
Oh, okay.
And he was going to direct this movie. I think he said he was going to get a budget of like $12 million to do this movie. But when he went into this project, that kind of movie went by the wayside.
Wow, that's interesting because this really like made him like more of an action star.
Yeah, and then so when he's
and that would have been
filming-
more dramatic, I guess, right?
Yeah, and he said when he's filming Fast and the Furious, everybody was like, okay, this movie's going to be good. I think this movie's going to be really good, but you got to do another Riddick. You got to do another Riddick. So they were talking about that, and I just want to fact check that. When did the first Fast and the Furious come out?
I don't know. Not like talk about sequels being
right after.
I mean, we covered one which was Evil Dead, although technically the sequel's Evil Dead 2. But the sequel, Army of Darkness, being like a wildly different movie, or like
exactly
a similar movie, Alien and Aliens, right?
Yeah,
Aliens is more of like an action movie, and Aliens more like a horror movie,
right?
Although Chronicles of Riddick is like
sci-fi.
It's like a sci-fi opera action. I don't know what.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like a huge departure from this movie. Anyway.
Yeah, and so while he's filming Fast and the Furious, everybody on set was like, yes, this is going to be a great movie, but we really got to figure out how to make you do another Riddick. So they were already planning while he was doing Fast and the Furious how to open up the world and make it more about the world than this one planet with this character.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny because today I feel like he has to do 3 Fast and the Furious movies before they allow him the money to do the next
like
Riddick, because they're in production for the
they're
4th
doing another
one.
one?
Yeah.
4? There was 3?
Yeah.
What?
The 3rd one's a horror again.
What? Oh my gosh.
It's
okay,
almost
I
the
need to
same
watch
story.
that. I didn't know that.
It's another planet with another set of creatures, but a different world.
What's her name from Battlestar Galactica? The blonde woman? Oh, that I'm blanking on her name.
That one is just
Katie
called
Sackhoff?
Riddick. It's 2013.
Is Katie Sackhoff in that
I'm
one?
about to tell you. She is.
Oh, so I do kind of know about it, but I never saw it.
So was Carl Urban.
I need to see this movie.
Oh, Carl Urban, because he was in the second one.
Did you see it?
I did see it.
Is it good?
I liked it. It was fun. It was.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely more of the roots of the first movie.
Okay. Yeah.
And less of this second movie. Because this is all spoilers, but the way the second movie ends is crazy bonkers.
The whole movie was crazy bonkers.
Right, sure. And in the third movie, I felt like they were like, okay, that happened, but now we're going to forget it happened, kind of.
Oh, so they're planning on making another one?
Yeah, he wants to make a 4th one. He said for the longest time that this is his favorite character to play. Is Riddick. He just has so much fun with him.
Okay. Anyway, let's get into it.
Yeah.
All right. So we open up with a spaceship. It's just floating through space, as spaceships are wont to do. We have a voiceover from Riddick, which I would argue is not really the main character of this movie, which we're about to be introduced to. But he's definitely like one of the main characters. There's a lot of emphasis put on him for sure.
Yeah.
But there's a voiceover from him, basically gobbledygook exposition, saying that they're in like cryosleep, they're being transported, but I guess he's not fully asleep. He says something like, oh, they say in cryo sleep. This is my great Vin Diesel impression.
Perfect. I knew who you were doing.
Okay, yeah.
Right away.
In cryo sleep, they say only the animal mind stays awake. So I guess that's why I'm not asleep. Something like that. He says a lot of goofy lines in this movie. So we get like introduced to some of the characters. He says there's like 40 people, but spoiler, they all die right before the movie even starts. So we have a quote hoodoo holy man.
Yeah.
This is not my description. This is Riddick's description.
Right, exactly.
Prospectors, which I'm like, I guess is the cut. There's like a couple. I guess they're the prospectors. Unclear. I don't know who he's talking about. And I think they zoom over them, but I didn't pay attention, even though I was taking notes of what's going on. Free settlers and Mr. Johns, who is the guy who like captured Riddick.
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, that's it. So he's just going on who's in the ship.
And I want to add here, the reason for this voiceover and the exterior shots in the spaceships is because the original way the director intended the movie to be, and he did this in a test screening, was that we were going to open up on the people with no voiceover and them shaking them in cryosleep. Mm-hmm. But he wanted to make it confusing for the audience as to what's going on.
Confusing.
Well, But you knew it was in space.
Oh, I see.
In the original thing, people didn't understand what was going on. They didn't know he was in space until they started crash landing on the planet.
Oh.
And he said that a lot of the feedback was it was too disorienting for the people. So he added exterior shots of the spaceship.
Okay.
And he added this voiceover from Riddick.
Okay.
So we know what's going on.
All right, got it. Okay. So anyway, so we see these like rocks like busting through the hull of the ship, causing a lot of ruckus. So there's like alarm bells going off. And a couple people wake up from cryo sleep. It's the crew of the ship. Captain, he got killed by the asteroids. Ooh. But the pilot and then another crew member, which I don't know who the other crew member is. Is he like the second in command or something?
Maybe.
Unclear. He seems to like kind of.
Maybe be the pilot.
Kind of. No, she's a pilot.
Oh, she's the pilot?
Yeah.
Okay,
whatever. So anyway, so they wake up. There's some sci-fi gobbledygook explaining it. I don't know. But they're going to crash on this planet. The pilot, her name is Carolyn Fry. And then the other guy, don't know what his name is because another spoiler, he dies very quickly, soon after. So whatever, I don't care. There's more sci-fi gobbledygook, blah, 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 about the computer chose this planet because there's oxygen on it, whatever. So anyway, basically, they got knocked off their path because of this asteroid field, and they're going to crash land. So anyway, so the pilot is having trouble controlling the ship once they reach the atmosphere because there's too much weight. So she starts like offloading parts of the ship. It comes time that she might have to offload the passenger part of the ship or they're going to just crash and die. And the other crew member, he's like, no, don't do that. But she's like, I'm not dying for them, basically. But luckily for all our cast of characters, it gets like locked. So she can't get rid of them.
Right.
Anything to add about that part?
So, because the captain dies and then her other crew member dies, people instantly assume she's the captain of the ship.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So anyway, so she does manage to land the ship.
Right.
And a lot of them die. Most of them die. But a handful do survive. But her other crew member gets like stabbed through the chest with like a metal pole or something.
Yeah.
The part I really liked is she goes to like pull it out and he's like, don't pull it out. And I'm like, yes, don't pull it out for God's sakes. But it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
He's like really stabbed. He's not going to make it.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically he just dies. It's like off screen, but he's dead because there's no, I don't know if she like puts him out of his misery or he just dies a horrible death, but he doesn't make it. R.I.P. guy, don't know your name. Okay, so they crash land on this planet. It's like desert. They don't see anything but like sand and like dunes and stuff. The prisoner, who I already said was Riddick, but I guess you don't know that because we don't know who Riddick is at this point.
Right.
He is not in his restraints anymore. So the cop guy who's like captured him, he's like, oh, we gotta go. He's looking around for him because he's like, oh no, my guy got free. And he's basically saying that Riddick is really dangerous. Anyway, Riddick does attack him and it doesn't work.
No.
Fail. So he gets recaptured.
Yeah.
I don't know what the point of that was. I guess to say that he's good at getting out of his bindings. I don't know.
And maybe to set up Johns as not a complete moron.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
He's pretty competent, I have to say.
Right.
And I guess this is like a reveal in the movie is that he's not a cop. He's a bounty hunter.
Right.
And
Everybody has secrets.
I don't remember when I probably saw this movie in 2000, like in the theaters. So I don't remember what I thought. But in this movie, I was like, oh, were we supposed to think he was a cop? Because all I remembered was that he was a bounty hunter.
Right.
But anyway. Okay. Anyway, so then we start getting introduced to the people who survived. Mm-hmm. So we have as Riddick called him, Hoodoo Holy Man, who they call me Mom, which I think is just like a holy man term, right? It's like,
right.
They're like Islamic, but he has an actual name, which I only know because, when Amazon pops up, they like information. Which is Abu al-Walid. Okay, well, he's played by Keith David, who is 100% American.
Yes, I know.
And I'm like, is he doing like a racist stereotype accent?
Yeah, he is. And it's funny because, well, one, no two crew members pronounce the character's name the same way. But they laugh. Like, I listened to the commentary, which was with the director, with Vin Diesel, and with Cole, who plays Johns. Mm-hmm. Right? And they were saying that Keith David, who the children he was with were really of that faith. Uh-huh. So he would be asking them questions all the time. Like, should I be doing this?
So this is what I thought when watching the movie. Okay, so yeah, it's Keith David, and then he has 3 or 4.
I think they're 3.
Three kids with him who are like his disciples or whatever.
Right.
They're like kids, and I completely thought that because Keith David is a Black American, all right? These kids look like they're Middle Eastern. So I'm like, why did they not hire a Middle Eastern guy to play this character? Especially since like Keith David is doing his darndest to do some kind of like accent that I'm like, ooh.
Maybe they wanted some horror cred because he's been in The Thing.
Maybe. I mean, Keith David's a good voice actor too, so I'm sure he like knows how to do a lot of accents and stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's funny. Well, one thing about them too is that when we first see them out in the sun, they're praying in a circle. Mm-hmm. Now the kids, I think, brought up that they would only pray in one direction. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But the director,
towards Mecca.
But the director explained to them they have no idea which way that is.
Yeah.
And there's multiple suns, so they're trying to cover all their bases by standing in a circle.
Yeah.
So that's the point he was trying to get across.
Okay. Then after him, they have a married couple who, I don't know, are they the like the settlers, prospectors, whatever they were called. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But they are Shazza and Zeke. So I just called Shazza random woman in my notes because she's just there. She's just there being there.
Well, she's played by Claudia Black.
Okay.
Who is a big deal in Farscape.
Oh, and yeah. She is in Farscape. That's right.
And then once Farscape ended, Stargate SG-1 took half the cast and hired them. They're like, oh, you're out of a job because we could use some fresh blood because our show's going on forever. And I talked to Joseph, our other co-host, about how much I love Stargate SG-1.
Yeah.
But she did go from this to the other. One interesting thing is she fought them a lot because the director wanted her to have dreadlocks. And she said, look, if I have dreadlocks, I then will have to shave my head after this movie. And then I can't continue playing my character who has very recognizable hair in Farscape. So there's no way I'm doing dreadlocks.
Why would they want her to? I don't see why it mattered.
He just had this in his mind that's what she needed to look like. Yeah, I don't know. The only reason I think I like her character is because I like the actress from so many other franchises.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we have this guy who I think I referred to him for the rest of my recap as Glasses Guy.
Yeah.
His name is something Paris, or is that just his nickname?
His first name is Paris.
Because he talks about going to France, but I'm like, but his name is Paris?
Paris P. Ogilville.
Okay, whatever. Anyway,
Ogilvy.
so henceforth be named as Glasses Guy. He's like an antiques dealer.
Right.
And like there's just like a random assortment of people on this ship, and then they find a stowaway in the ship named Jack, who's like a 15, 16-year-old, I don't know, unclear how old he's supposed to be, 14, 15, 16, something like that. Right. A teen. And the
person that played them was 13 at the time.
15. I looked it up.
Oh, was it?
Oh, no, when it came out, it was 15.
Yeah, I think they were cast as a 13-year-old.
Okay. And then, of course, the pilot, which I didn't say her name. Or I saw her name, Caroline Fry, but she's played by Radha Mitchell. Who's been in some stuff, but nothing that I like really know. Do you know anything?
No, I couldn't find anything that particular that. She was in the Silent Hill movie.
Yeah.
She was in Man on Fire, which Man on Fire is pretty darn good.
Yeah. She's like playing like a badass, like no nonsense, like short hair woman, like kind of a stereotype in sci-fi genre. I think I've got everybody. Was there anybody else that I missed?
If you did, it wasn't enough for me to note.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, the planet has 3 suns, which I'm like, do you think that would be... I don't know a lot about astrophysics, but I feel like that wouldn't work. But maybe I'm wrong.
I think they would all have to rotate against each other in the center of the...
Don't you think it would be too hot on this planet, too? If you had 3 suns?
Also, well, it depends how far away, because they would have a lot of gravitational pull.
The other thing is they have, so a big plot point that's about to happen is there's an eclipse because it's, like, close to another planet. That's going to come in front of, I guess, all of the suns.
All the planets at the same time line up.
Right. But I'm like, what is it rotating around?
Right. Well, I guess you could have the right mathematical equation where bodies in space just hit each other and landed in a way. But 2 suns on the far, let's say, left side, right? But obviously, cardinal directions I'm making up from a point of view. Are rotating against each other at the end of this solar system.
I mean,
and on the other side, one sun is just by itself.
Who knows? You know what? I don't think they thought about it.
They made a model
I think it's just,
on how it works.
I know, but I think it's just cool.
I think it's kind of cool.
I think it's just cool. Johns warns the pilot that Riddick is very dangerous. He escaped from maximum prison. He knows how to pilot. That's how he escaped. So we have to be very careful around him. Basically telling everybody that he's going to murder you in cold blood for no reason.
Right.
Which, is that true? We'll find out. Riddick breaks out again, makes a run for it, succeeds this time.
Right.
The glasses guy has like weapons from like, it looks like museum weapons, which I guess makes sense if he's like an antique stealer. But they all load up, and I'm very curious of why they're doing this. Are they hunting? This is what I don't understand. So they set out to like march through the desert, and I'm like, are they looking for water? Or are they looking for Riddick? Or are they having the guns because of Riddick, but really they're just looking for water?
I think they have the guns because of Riddick, but we see John's looking through binoculars when Fry comes up. And he pulls out a gun on her because he thought maybe it was Riddick. Mm-hmm. And he points out that over there, what he thinks are trees. Mm-hmm. And he said, and where there's trees, there's water.
Right.
And so I think that's why they're going on this journey. Well, a few of them people are staying back.
Yeah. So Glasses stays back. He sets up a little umbrella thing on top of the ship or whatever. But yeah, so the thing is, a funny, what I found humorous is you see Riddick just like spying on them the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like, la la la, just hanging out. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, they set out for these trees. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, they get there. It's like a little canyon, and what they thought was trees are actually giant bones.
Yeah.
It's like, a graveyard of giant monster bones.
And what's interesting is when the characters that do not include Riddick in this scene all walk up to see the bones, we have a camera shot from behind them. Every single person in that shot is a stand-in.
Oh, interesting.
And if you pause it, John's face is a little wider, kind of a little chunkier. Characters are wearing really bad wigs that are supposed to be their characters. But if you don't know to look, you don't notice it.
Yeah.
But when it was pointed out in the commentary, I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, none of them are the real actors in this
That's really funny. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so something I didn't mention is that they mentioned that there's like low oxygen, I guess, so they don't feel like they're getting full breaths in. So everybody's like sucking on supplemental oxygen, and that's completely disregarded later in the movie.
Oh yeah.
I thought this was going to be a plot point. I guess not now because I knew it wasn't. But like I was like, did I forget about this? Because I was like, oh well, later in the movie, spoiler, they're going to be running from monsters. I'm like, oh, did they get out of breath because they don't have the oxygen? Nope, that's completely forgotten about. Like as soon as things start going down. So whatever. So Riddick is hiding out in the graveyard for some reason, even though they've shown him being like behind them, all this stuff. Yeah. Now he's hiding out in the graveyard too. Who can say why?
Right.
He's just doing shenanigans, you know? He's just living his best life, I guess. I don't know. Everyone thinks Carolyn is the captain. They're thanking her. Thank you for saving them. But she gets the cop guy aside, and he's like, actually, I didn't save them. It was actually Owens. Oh, I did write his name.
Oh, wow.
R.I.P. Owens.
Yeah.
Owens was the one who saved everybody.
And this is when they're standing in that graveyard, right?
Yeah, right.
So Riddick is behind her, and he like cuts off a lock of her hair.
What?
And sniffs it, and then blows it away.
What? I completely missed that.
Right?
Is that in the original version?
Oh, I don't know, because in the commentary they said a lot of scenes were added for the special features.
Because I don't think that was in my version.
I own DVD and I own Blu-ray because
I rebought a new
would
copy. I miss that?
Well, I don't know, but
yikes,
that's interesting
because
I don't remember.
Her scent?
I think so.
Riddick
is like
seems people to have good smell for some reason. That's unexplained.
Yeah, and maybe it's because his eyesight's so wonky.
Oh, now that
his other sensors are going. But behind the scenes, in the scene that you didn't see, apparently, the guy that plays Johns, Cole is his first name, in the commentary, he was saying, I kept telling the director.
Oh, his name is Cole Hauser, by the way.
Thank you.
His name is William Johns.
Yes. So okay. John, right. But the actor playing him said, I look like an idiot because I can see Vin Diesel when I'm looking at Fry. He's right there and I could see them. But the camera angle is supposed to be like it's too dark back there. You can't see him. He's sneaky. Yeah. And the director kept saying, trust me, it'll work when the movie comes out. Just trust me. Yeah. Which is awesome.
He's right there, man.
Oh, it's too funny.
Oh, that is really funny. Okay, so they get to the graveyard, the bone graveyard, which they'll refer to as like the canyon later on.
Yeah.
And they find a settlement. So, yay.
They do also find a robot toy on their way.
That's right. They find some like remnants of toys and whatnot. Or I think, well, just one toy, as you said. But
well, the toy originally had a voice with dialogue. Dialogue by Vin Diesel himself.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And it had like danger, aliens or something, right? But it wasn't plot relevant. But people in the screening got confused. They're like, what about the thing that the robot warned us about? And they're like, no, that was just a toy.
That's
Why
hilarious.
would a kid have a toy about something that they don't know is going to happen?
That's really funny.
But the director took out the dialogue because he was tired of that argument.
Well, probably a lot of people know that Vin Diesel voiced the, what is it?
Iron Giant?
Iron Giant.
Yeah.
An amazing robot.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's I guess that's like spoiling his own future, you know?
Right. So we make it to the settlement.
Okay. So we find a settlement, but no one's there. So there's no one inhabiting it. A funny thing is the pilot goes in one of the rooms and she just says lights on to like turn the lights on. And I'm like, what? I don't think we had that in 2000, right? Do you remember?
Yeah, but Demolition Man did it in the early 90s too.
I know, but I think they put that in to make it like, ooh, it's sci-fi. But I'm like, you totally could do that now. Like, Alexa, lights on or whatever. I don't think people would probably guess to do that necessarily, but I just thought that was a funny thing to add in.
It's showing it's the future.
Yeah. But they do find like a well or something so they can get some water. I forgot to mention before they were just drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
Because the antiques guy had like a whole case of like wine or something or some kind of liquor.
He's telling people he wants receipts for the
wine yeah. And dun, 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 they find a ship. Yay! So they can get out of there. Unfortunately, no fuel on the ship or need some repair, but they do find ships. That's good. So we're back to Glasses. Glasses, like I said, is sitting on top of the other ship, the crash ship. He hears a noise. He's like, oh no, it's Riddick coming to kill us all. But just some rando. He's another survivor that they missed somehow, I guess. He just pops up. But he doesn't have a name because the husband guy of Shazza shoots him thinking he's Riddick.
Right.
Wah, wah. But anyway, funny thing is when they went to investigate, you see that Riddick's on that roof now too, just chilling, watching them.
That was
just messing with everybody.
And that was Vin Diesel's idea. He told the director, what if right in this scene, Riddick's just there kind of laughing at how stupid they are by killing each other. Like he's now on that roof enjoying that wine.
Funny, yeah. The husband guy, he like sees a tunnel or a hole and he decides, oh, I know what a good idea is. I'm going to climb into this hole, stick my head in this hole.
Yeah.
And investigate. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
I wouldn't do that on Earth, planet Earth. If I see a hole big enough for me to crawl in that looks like naturally occurring, I think, oh, maybe there's an animal in this hole.
Yeah.
Which, spoiler, that is what it is. But you don't know at this point. But anyway, so he gets pulled into the hole by something, and people hear gunshots and they come running to investigate. Oh, I forgot to mention this. So, like, the movie is a little bit set up that maybe it's like a murder movie set in space, right? Because everyone's told that Riddick is like just a crazy murderer. He's like a serial killer. He's going to kill everybody. He keeps sneaking up on everybody.
Yeah.
You think maybe that's what I guess probably from the trailer you already know, but like maybe that's what's happening in this movie is you have like a serial killer and we're all trapped in this like desert planet. But here's the first time you're like, oh, maybe something else is afoot.
Yeah.
So anyway, they all go. So Shazza runs to find her husband, but all she sees is like blood just surrounding the hole.
And then Riddick is standing right there.
But yes, Riddick pops up. He does a lot of jump scares to everybody. I mean, it's not like for the audience, but it's for the people.
Yeah.
He jump scares her. He's right next to her with a knife. And he's holding a knife for some reason. So it looks like he killed Zeke. Why, Riddick?
Yeah.
He probably came because he heard the screaming.
Right, and he was trying to save somebody.
Maybe, but that's not what it looks like.
Right.
So Riddick runs for it, but Johns catches him, and then Shazza starts beating up on him because she thinks.
Yeah, well, they rip off his glasses, and so since it's such a bright planet.
I completely forgot to mention that. He has these goggles on the whole time. It's because, well, we're gonna see, but he has my special eyes. You know that commercial about the lens?
No.
Like you order your contact lenses, like contact lenses online or whatever. It's an old commercial, but anyway, the guy's like, they don't have my brand. I have special eyes. And they're like, look with your special eyes. And he says, my brand. All right, everybody look this up on YouTube. It's pretty funny. Okay. But anyway, he has special eyes. eyes. So anyway, the light blinds him basically.
Right.
So yeah, he blinds him, they catch him, and Shasta starts beating up on him because she thinks he killed her husband.
Right.
So anyway, he's locked up again.
And 30 minutes into the movie is when we first hear him speak, although he had that voiceover.
Very deep voice.
Very deep voice.
Very deep voice. Hello, I'm Vin Diesel. That doesn't sound like him at all.
It doesn't sound like him. Neither do I.
It's closer than me. I love it when audiobooks have women narrators and then they do men's voices and they describe it as deep. I'm like, it doesn't sound that deep to me. Yeah. So anyway, so he's locked up, he's chained to the wall or something, whatever. And the pilot goes to like basically talk to him to see what was going on. She asks what happened, basically. And he just says some creepy stuff about how he has whispers telling him to murder. I'm like, Riddick, what the F are you doing? I don't really know what your game is except to just be. I really think he's just messing with everybody.
Right.
The whole movie. She's like, let me see your eyes. And he's like, okay, well, you got to get closer. And then waits till she's like in lunging distance. He lunges at her. Another jump scare from Riddick. His eyes are like reflect the light like a cat or like a wolf or something, like an animal. So he has special eyes that can see in the dark, basically.
Yeah, Jack comes up and asks how he gets eyes like that.
Yeah.
This conversation is very important to the second movie, where he says you have to get sent to a prison where you're told you'll never see the light of day again. Then you have to pay a guy so many packs of smokes to like do a shine job on your eyes, a surgery. And
I don't think I would trust some rando in prison to do an eye surgery, but you know.
But Jack is like, I could do it. I can murder people. I can do it.
Yeah, Jack is like hero worshipping.
Yeah.
Riddick. If we don't remember, Jack is the kid. I feel like almost everybody in the world has seen this movie unless you don't want to see it. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, so he loves Riddick. So Riddick says that he didn't kill Zeke. He tells the pilot something else got him. Then she's like, oh, well, in that case, I know what to do. Go back in the hole?
Yeah.
No.
Well, she says she can't find him. She looked and she didn't find him, and he tells her to look deeper.
Yeah. So down into the hole they go. So, or not they, just the pilot.
Right.
Riddick's still locked up.
She's attached with like some belay rope.
Yeah. So they can pull her out.
Right.
So anyway, she crawls in the hole. She found like this cave. There's like a lot of holes to the surface. So whatever is down there can like get out of there. She does find Zeke's body. Zeke's dead, bloody body. And the whole time you see in the periphery some kind of something like flitting about. Some creature like crawling around in the shadows. And then creature starts screeching and crawling all around, and she starts to like escape. And then she decides that she's going to climb out instead of going out her crawl hole.
Yeah.
Is it blacked?
Maybe she's trying to get just out faster.
I don't know, but I'm like, don't go up don't climb, go up the crawl hole. Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, she shouts for somebody to help, and it sounds like they don't hear. For some reason, Riddick is like rattling around. I don't know why. He can hear her, maybe?
He can sense this attack happening even though it's like a
mile
away.
I don't know. It's unclear what his like senses are, because sometimes he seems to have like extra special senses and sometimes he just seems to be normal except for his eyes. So who knows? But they do. There's like a tense moment where you're like, I don't know, are they going to get her? But they do. They pull her out. The like creatures or whatever pulls her back in, but then she manages to get out of the hole. Yeah.
So the group gets her out. And Jack is like, I heard you, Fry. I heard you. And she's like, there's something in that hole. And it almost got me. And she's like, pulled back. It was really intense. I thought it was done really well. And then they finally...
I just love the way you did it,
Yeah. Cole cuts the rope.
Yeah.
Which, in the commentary... Sorry, Cole is John's.
Yeah.
He kept pointing out every time Johns was the hero. He's like... And the director's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm showing you that Johns is a good guy. He keeps saving the day.
Johns is kind of an a-hole in this movie, but he's not like, there's no characters in this movie that are like really good or really bad. Right. They're just like people, which is an interesting part of this movie. And Johns is like in the beginning set up to be this hero cop guy, but he's really just like a bounty hunter who has other things going on. We'll discuss that later. But he's not like a bad guy. It's not like evil. And Riddick's not really evil. And the pilot's not really evil. But they do some questionable decisions. Yeah.
And they all have their secrets that they're hiding.
Okay. That's really funny though. I'm the best guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so John decides he's gonna let Riddick free, so he'll help them out. They need to transport the fuel from the crash ship to the new ship. They need his help, and basically he doesn't want to spend time watching for him.
Right. So you have this scene where he shoots the chains.
Yeah, they have like a face off.
And he tells him, "I want you to remember how this could have gone." And then Riddick grabs the weapon at lightning speed and tells him the same thing. "I want you to remember how this could have gone."
Yeah.
The actor, again, was so worried that the audience was just going to think he was an incompetent idiot. And the director's like, "No, trust me. I've told you before. It's going to work when we edit it." And the director did say in the editing room, he's like, "No, it's got to be faster. Nope, it's got to be fast." He made him re-edit it so many times to make it look like Riddick was just lightning fast at taking away that gun to make it work. And I just thought that was funny.
That is funny. And so, they have like a little scuffle. And basically Riddick's like, "Why don't you just kill me?"
Yeah.
Which you find out later, Rick. Rick. No, Riddick tells the pilot that John wants him alive because he's worth a lot more.
He is Richard B. Riddick, so Rick works.
So I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
I actually wrote Richard B. Riddick, LOL.
Yeah, right.
So funny. I'm like, Riddick sounds badass. You know what doesn't sound badass? Richard B. Riddick.
Yeah.
Why would you say your middle initial? When he tells who the pilot his name and he says, "I'm Richard B. Riddick."
No, it's one of the other guys when he's introducing himself.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's like,
I don't say, "I'm
Richard B.
Margo
Riddick."
or Quinn. That's so funny. I had a really good laugh about that. Anyway, they managed to get water out of the water thing, whatever it is. I don't know if it's supposed to be a well or what, some kind of sci-fi gizmo, but
It pulls water from the ground.
But they're like, we need more power. So they need to get the fuel cells from the crash ship and they need to bring them to the new ship. And you see Riddick, he's just poking around in the buildings. One of the kids one of the like worship the like Muslim kids or whatever, he crawls into one of the buildings that is labeled coring, which is important because coring means a tunnel. We've already learned tunnels are not good.
Right, exactly.
But we also see Jack got some goggles to wear, just like Riddick.
Yeah. Yeah, the glasses guy says, "Well, here's the winner of the lookalike contest."
Yeah. So everybody's like, "Where did everybody go?" Like they're like, it looks like it was like a research facility or something, but where did everybody go? Why is the ship still here? And like, maybe a transport ship came and got them. And Riddick's like, "Nah, we all know what happened."
He's like, "Yeah.
Whatever got Zeke got them," right?
Yeah, he says, "You don't leave your pictures on the wall and all your clothes in the hanger." And then John's just like, "Well, they could have left in an emergency." You don't know?
Yeah. Well, he's like, come on, we know what happened. The kid who was looking around in the coring building opens a window and a zillion little flying creatures fly through, like swarm through. I wrote, "Anyway, oops, dead," but no, he's alive at this point.
Yeah.
He runs for it. He runs into another room and shuts the door or whatever. So the survivors find this room and guess what's in there?
Yes.
Skeletons.
Oh, sure.
They're dead. Oh, Riddick was right. So it looks like they all locked themselves in this room and then whatever killed them all. So they find that the core room has this giant pit because they were coring. They're getting core samples, I guess. The creatures must have all crawled out of the pit and got everyone in this room because they locked all the entrances, but they forgot one important spot.
Right. And then Fry notices that the samples are 22 years old.
Yeah.
And she gets an idea. John thinks it's not important, but he follows her anyway.
Yeah.
She goes back to this model of the planet.
Oh, yeah, she had seen this earlier.
She spins it all around, and then we see at year 22, so every 22 years, every planet and all three suns in the system line up in a perfect line, which means you're going to have it pitch black.
An eclipse.
Right, exactly.
Uh-oh. So they're worried about that happening.
And Riddick delivers this line, "You're not afraid of the dark, are you?" to like the whole crew. But when he filmed it, he thought he was only telling it to Johns, and then it was re-edited, so he's telling the whole group.
Oh, funny.
Which is awesome.
At this point, this is when John tells the pilot that Riddick can also fly a ship. So they were going to go get the fuel, but he's like, we shouldn't do it. We should do it the last minute, because if we make the ship operational, then Riddick's just going to steal it and fly out without us. So we need to wait till all the other repairs are done until we get the fuel, which is not a good idea, but it is what it is, and it happens.
We also learn about his drug problem here, right? He shoots morphine into his eye duct.
In a second, yeah. Before that, though, Riddick has to take time to shave his head.
Yes.
I guess just to show that he has a giant knife with him.
He thought, yeah, it's funny because Vin Diesel thought, looks stupid. I have a bunch of oil grease on my head.
Yeah.
I look like an idiot. And he goes, but over the years, people have told him how badass that scene was.
Yeah.
You're just shaving your head like it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's so badass. And he's like, oh, was it? I'm like, great, great. And then it worked.
I did it. Yeah, I did it. I looked cool. John seems like he's sick from something, so here's what we find out. Riddick says, I don't remember what this was in reference to, but he says the word trickeration.
I don't know, yeah.
I think he's saying that John's just trying to trick everyone to think he's like a good guy.
Okay.
But I'm like, what the kind of word is trickeration? Was that an ad lib, or was that Vin Diesel, like, is in the script?
I don't know. Maybe they speak different in the future.
I don't know. Anyway, that was a good little chuckle for me.
Yeah.
Then Riddick just is being creepy, trying to get Carolyn to not trust Johns. He tells him he's a bounty hunter. He's not a cop. All he cares about is money, and maybe investigate why he seems to be sick. And did her coworker, the other crew member, did he have to die in pain?
Right.
Question mark. So anyway, so then we cut to John's injecting drugs into his eyeball.
Yeah, and they used I don't know, they got a prop that looked like a needle, and it wasn't a special effect. They said that you would never get away with that today. They don't know how they got away with it, but he had a lot of people work with him on training him so he wouldn't actually poke his eye duct.
Oh, good.
But that's insane.
Yeah.
He really got that needle close to his eye.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that.
No, thank you. Not enough pay.
No. I'm like, geez, inject into your eyeball.
Yeah, he said something like, if you hit it, you'd be out for weeks. I'm like, weeks? You could be out back to the rest of your life.
I don't know. It's like, but anyway, Carolyn comes upon him and he's injecting morphine into his eyeball. Which I'm like, what an interesting choice.
Yeah.
I don't want to sidetrack us too much, but what an interesting choice to choose morphine. Like, you would think he would choose heroin, but do you think heroin's like too seedy? Like,
maybe.
I don't know. Today they probably use fentanyl, but I don't think that was a big thing in 2000 or 1998 or whatever.
You could probably just drop a drop in there.
You
don't need to eject it. Yeah.
So you're so right that you could get morphine that way, but also why in the eyeball?
I don't know. You see,
is that like a faster? I don't know. I don't know how you do illegal drug. Right. I guess I should know this.
According to the actor, he was allowed to put input into it, so he got to talk to, I think, people that work with drug addicts, and he asked, "What is the most disturbing way you've ever seen someone take drugs?" And one guy told him, "Oh, there's a guy that would inject himself in the tear duct of his eye."
But why?
I don't know, but he said that would work, and it makes me cringe because throughout all horror movies, anything they've ever involved in an eye makes me shiver.
Yeah,
it's just I don't know. Like, I know it's not a category of horror, eye horror.
Yeah,
it's kind of part of gore or body horror, but it always affects me.
Yeah, I guess it really shows you that he's like really hardcore addicted, because if you're willing to inject into your eyeball,
right.
But anyway, so Carolyn's basically fed up with this guy at this point.
Yeah, she says if he takes it in the morning, well, lucky him, he arrived to a planet that has 2 mornings.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, the shine has worn off on John's. Yeah. Now she's pretty much fed up with everybody at this point. Riddick and John. She's like, you guys are being annoying. So now everything's ready. They're gonna go. They find this like little car. They're gonna drive back over to the old ship and get the fuel and then drive back.
Which is solar powered.
Yes, very important. It's solar powered. So they get there. They start loading it up, but people are getting upset outside, and it's starting to get dark. What an unlucky time to land on this planet.
Yeah.
They could have landed at any other time.
Any other year.
Yeah. And it would have been fine. And
they
would have been able to. Yeah. The day before, they would have been back in the air. Mm-hmm. So they start hurrying to load the fuel, but it's just too fast. So they run out of power. So as soon as it starts getting dark, so it's not fully dark yet, but the flocks of creatures start flying out of all the like holes in the ground.
And Riddick can see it.
Riddick can see in the dark, so he can see like masses of, and we see it too because they show like a quote night vision version, but nobody else sees anything. But you hear them like screeching. They're just coming at them, and this is kind of a funny part. That they're all running for it, but then Shaz and Riddick are like at the end, and there's gonna be creatures flying overhead, so they like duck for it. But the way they do it is they like leap, like if you were diving for home plate.
Yeah.
They like dive for the ground. I'm like, why did you have to do it like that? But it was really funny. So they leap away and they lay down on the ground while the creatures fly over. But then Shazza like gets panicked and gets up and starts running and dead. She gets the kibosh by these creatures. Another one down for the count. So who do we have left right now? We have Riddick, John's pilot, Jack, Imam,
and 2 disciples.
Keith David and 2 disciples.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Body count.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, they all run back into the ship for safety. They don't have a lot of flashlights. I think the sound effect of the monsters is pretty cool. It's like kind of sounds like sonar.
Yeah. It's the director's intent was they were using it for echolocation.
Does that sound right?
No idea.
Anyway, we do see like from the audience's point of view, like the view of the monsters is not that great, so really can't see that well.
Yeah, it can't
see motion.
Right in front of it.
Well, they don't know that yet, but that is true. Okay. They can sense motion better than they can like really see it, but it looks like TV like snow.
Yes,
they don't see it very well. But yeah, we find out later they can smell really well, or they can smell blood. They can smell blood. So anyway, they start just going through the ship with no purpose as far as I can tell. I guess just getting deeper into the ship because they seem to like be able to breach the walls with their little beaks or whatever. One of the boys, the followers of Keith David, he and Riddick come upon one of the creatures. Yeah. Riddick is standing really still and he's like basically don't move. He's really figured out that they really can't see that well. Yeah. But the boy gets scared and he runs for it. And of course, another one bites the dust. He's dead. Yeah. So now we have only one boy left of Keith David's little charges. Anyway, they do shoot it, which does hurt it. But then they find out when they shine the light at it that I don't know if it's a he, it might be a she. The creature gets burned by the light. So light like literally hurts them. So too bad they don't have any sunlight, but there we go. So they decide they're going to just drag the fuel to the other ship, but they have like an argument about it because should they just sit tight on the ship and like wait it out, or should they just try to make a run for it? They don't know how long it's gonna last. Right.
And what I want to point out for my favorite part of this scene is so Johns is all for waiting, and Fry is all for going, and Johns is tired of Riddick, and so he puts a gun under his chin, and then you hear this tapping, and as Johns looks down, he's got a knife right at his crotch. Yeah. Like, sure, go for it. And I could get that. Okay, all right, let's calm down. Let's not do anything rash. I would totally be like, you win, even though if you blew his head off, what are the chances? Yeah, but
so true.
Sorry, you were right, Riddick.
Yeah, so Johns is being a real asshole at this point. But they don't know how long it's going to last. Like, if they knew it was going to only last a night, that probably would be the best plan. But if it's going to last like a week, they're just going to die on the ship. They all decide they might as well try, and Riddick can lead them because he can see in the dark. They get, like, as much light as they can, like, muster. They have, like, flashlights. I guess this is...
And they have, like, these...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, they have, like, these... Like a glowing rope kind of thing?
Yeah, it looks like an LED rope.
Like if you were decorate your room with LEDs. Yeah. And they're wearing them around them.
Yeah. They have it like all plugged into one thing and they have it wrapped around them. So they're kind of all connected to this. They make like a little wagon. Yeah. They also have they make little Molotov cocktail lanterns out of the booze bottles. Yep. And they have one like a welding tool. I don't remember what they call it, but it's like basically
like a blowtorch.
It's a blowtorch. Yeah. And then they have a couple flashlights. Oh, there's a funny part where they're about to leave the ship and they're like, Riddick does like a lookout to see if it's clear, and they say, "What do you see?" He says, "It looks clear." And so they start walking, and then a monster like flies out, almost gets Johns. And you said it was clear. And Riddick says, "No, I said it looks clear." And John says, "Oh, well, how about now?" And he's like, "It looks clear."
That was awesome.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
And I really like Vin Diesel's delivery on that too.
Yeah.
So anyway, they set up their sled. Then we have shots of them jogging through, surrounded by creatures. This is what's like a cool thing about this movie is the whole time the creatures are so close to them, but they don't see them. Mm-hmm. So they don't know. And we just like see glimpses out of like night vision or whatever. Right. And it's cool for the movie because you don't have to have really good CGI, right? Because all the creatures are always in the dark, so you can't see them that well. And when you do, you only show like even though you want to get the sense that they're surrounded by them, you don't really show them at once, right?
Yeah, and I think both Cole and Riddick pointed out that the cart was actually really heavy.
Oh,
so
really?
they didn't have to act. It was really heavy to pull.
That's funny. Anyway, so things go bad pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
Almost as soon as they're out. So Jack dropped something. Do you know what he dropped?
I thought it was a torch or something.
Maybe. Something. And so he leaves this little lasso of light to go grab it. And again, they don't know how much danger they're in because they don't
know
see it.
The creatures are right there, yeah.
He does pick it up, but then the creatures start swarming them. Paris, the glasses guy, he panics and starts crawling away. Unfortunately, he's still attached to the cart. So he pulls, his little cable pulls on the battery or whatever, and it like knocks it over and it turns everyone's light tubes off.
So it's all like every character surrounded by darkness.
Yes, they all become in the dark, and he gets killed. There's a cool thing where he has like a little hip flask, and he blows it, and then he has a lighter, and he blows into the lighter and makes like a little flamethrower, and it lights up and shows there's like he's surrounded by
like
creatures.
80 of them or something.
Yeah,
but I think
really
it was
cool.
a really badass like "fuck you" before he's dead, like to the creatures.
Yeah,
it scared the shit out of all of them.
Yeah,
They were, like screaming like ah.
Yeah.
It was good.
Oh, so that was really cool. So anyway, they light their like Molotov cocktail lanterns. So they have light again and they start moving again. Eventually they realize that they've been going around in a circle and they're like, Riddick, you're lost. And he's like, no, I did that intentionally because I'm trying to think of what to do.
Yeah.
So he reveals that the canyon, which is like the bone graveyard, is full of monsters.
Yeah.
Or creatures. So he doesn't know what the best way to go through it is
Keith
or about
David's
it.
like, let's just do it.
Yeah, basically. He's like, well, let's just try. And Riddick's like, we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it. Especially since the, quote, girl is bleeding. Now we have a reveal.
Yeah.
Jack is a girl. Now, why is this apparent? Unclear.
Yeah, so the director wanted everybody to have their little secret. And I did feel like he was when it was a he, when I thought he was a he,
Yeah.
right?
Well, we've been calling him he, but it's
Right.
Jack's a she. It reminds me of when, you know, the movie Up.
Yeah.
Kevin, the bird. And so the kid, I don't remember what the kid's name is, but he says, Kevin's a girl. I don't know. So I just thought to myself, Jack's a girl.
Right. So, well, it's just, he wanted everybody to have a secret so that we cared about the characters more. But I did think it was over the top the way Jack from the beginning was like, oh, thanks for saving our dicks. He
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
was trying to be so super
Yeah.
masculine, right?
Yeah.
He was trying to fake it. And we you know, it gives us one more reveal. We're supposed to be like this crazy twist, which I've never heard anybody say it didn't age well. But the character's like, well, I just thought I'd be safer
Yeah.
if everybody thought it was a boy.
I
no
do-
one would pick on me.
I think that's true.
It's a smart move.
Especially she's a teenage girl.
Right.
Like she might be prone to like people like
Attack.
coming on to her
Yes.
or like trying to attack her or whatever. So that makes sense. That does make sense.
It was a late change in the script too, because in the original script, the character had a female name, and when they decided to make this change, and they hired the actress, she was 13 at the time, and she had a modeling career, so it was a big risk for her to shave her head. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember if this, when I first watched it, I feel like I was fooled by it. I don't know.
I was fooled by it too. I'm pretty sure.
But I know that one of my children, when watching this movie, in the very beginning of the movie, goes, "Is that supposed to be a boy?" Like right off the bat, one of my kids realized. I was like, "You're supposed to think it's a boy right now."
Yeah, I guess
but
it
it's
doesn't
not."
really. The thing is, it doesn't really matter, and that's why I was like, okay, like there's nothing in the plot otherwise that makes you think like that would be an issue.
It's just that she's on her period, and since they can sense blood,
I thought she got cut.
no, it's her time of the month.
Oh my god, I
Because
completely.
Cole,
I completely missed that. I was like, oh, I missed that she got cut.
Because Fry is like, why didn't you tell us? I could have helped you.
Yeah.
Right? Like maybe she had feminine products. But Cole, being the jackass that he is, says, just shove a cork in her and let's keep going.
Oh, that makes so much more sense.
Okay.
I thought she just got cut.
No, she's on her period. Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so okay, fine, sure. So that's why it's important, I guess,
Right.
quote unquote. So yeah, so Riddick's like the creatures smell blood, so that's basically making it more difficult to get through, even
Right.
though he's like, well, it's not that great to begin with. At this point, Carolyn's like, we should go back to the ship.
Yes.
Johns is reasonably pissed at this.
Yeah, they only went out there for her.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be like irritated too to say, she's like, yes, I made a mistake. I'm admitting it, but
2 people at least, right? 2 people died from her mistake. If she's claiming it her fault, then they should backtrack. They've lost 2 people for nothing.
No, just
they
one.
Go back. Glasses.
Just glasses so far.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
I mean, for all we know, they would have died on the ship too, though. So
Yeah,
whatever. Anyway, so Johns takes Riddick away from the group and basically says, let's leave a dead body at the entrance to the canyon as like to draw off all the creatures.
He wants to drag it 50 feet behind them.
Okay.
And Riddick's like, oh, that's kind of embellishing, isn't it? He's like, well, I don't want them too close.
Anyways, Riddick's kind of playing along with this idea. And he's like, so why don't you, Riddick, go kill Jack then? And then Riddick is like basically like, okay, I'm not going to do that. So he's like, why don't we kill you?
Yeah.
So then they have a fight, and Riddick ends up slashing Johns, so he cuts him, and he drops his flare, it goes out, and then he's bleeding, so the creatures...
So a couple cool things I want to point out.
Okay, good.
One, when they're having the discussion, Riddick pretends to be that idiot friend that when you say, hey, don't look now, but... Because he turns around. Which one are you thinking about?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
You idiot, you stupid. Don't turn your head like that.
Funny,
the group's already worried. Like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
What are they talking about? Then, during the fight, the director wanted to look like they were cobras fighting. They were like circling around. They go in for quick attacks, then jump back out and keep circling around, which I thought was cool.
Huh. Yeah.
Then when the light goes out, Riddick's talking to him like he keeps backing away while Johns is loading his shotgun shells into his gun. And Riddick keeps whispering as he's going back, and he says something like, you should have ghosted me when you could have.
Yeah.
And he backs away. So then he finally gets his gun up. Riddick's gone. He knows the creatures are coming. He's able to shoot a couple of times, but as one's coming for him, the one that ends up killing him, when he clicks the gun, it's a dry click. Nothing goes off. And the director said a lot of people didn't get this, but I got it.
I didn't.
It's because he stored his drugs in a shotgun shell. Then we see him pulling them out. It's a secret hiding spot for all his morphine. It's a shotgun shell. So in his panic, a lot of people did apparently. So in his panic, he's loaded in a bunch of rounds. Well, the third one he loaded in was not really a shotgun shell. It was where he hid his drugs. So in the crucial moment where he's the one that kills him, he would have died anyway.
Yeah.
But the one that kills him, it dry clicks.
Yeah.
Because he had morphine in it and not gunpowder.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And his drug addiction killed him.
Oh, man. That's it. Say no to drugs, you know?
Yeah.
So then Riddick jump scares the group for funsies, I guess. He just like creeps up on them and be like, "Hi, I'm back." And blah, blah, blah. They decide to keep going.
Yeah.
So Riddick like sees a skeleton and notices that they have a blind spot. So here's where he realizes they can't see like head on. If you're like facing them head on,
right,
they can't see you. Keith David asks if he can pray with Riddick, and they have this whole conversation about believing in God. And Riddick's like, I do believe in God, but I don't like him. Blah, 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 blah. Do you have anything to add to this?
Yeah, I hate the fucker. Like, is what he says.
Yeah, he hates God because he screwed him.
There's a little bit back and forth about this, but yeah, Riddick talks about how hard his life has been. You don't live a hard life like that without believing in God, he says. This same kind of thing is said later in Immaculate. There's a character, a nun, that's like, oh yeah, I know God exists because only a man would be this cruel. Or
Oh man.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, so Riddick points a path through they're going to go through the bone cavern, and Riddick's going to drag all the cells behind him. So he says, go ahead of me, and I'm going to drag the cells behind us. So they start hauling ass through. They get swarmed by little flyers, but they keep on going. The funny part is Riddick yells, don't look up. So of course, every single one of them looks up. The creatures are like swarming each other and like attacking each other. There's like creature guts and blood falling down on them.
Yeah, it's like raining blue blood.
Yeah. There's a point that they have to crawl through bones, and unfortunately the last boy bites the dust. R.I.P. last boy. This would have taken me out. Yeah. Anytime when I go hiking, I have to crawl under something or crawl over something, I'm like completely wiped out after. Like I'm like, I need a break. My friends make fun of me because I'm like, la la la, doing fine until I have to crawl under something, and then I'm like, oh no. Or my real nemesis is crawling over logs, because for some reason I do it in the most awkward way possible, and then I get stuck. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Actually, I said, nah, never mind. the boy just got his leg hurt. Okay, he's still alive at this point. Yay. So Jack gets attacked by a creature, and Riddick gets ahead of them, and it looks like he's just going to go on without them. But guess what? He comes back.
He does.
He kills the creature, and then he says he did not know who he was fucking with.
It's pretty badass. Like, he does this spin maneuver. Like, it looked like a video game.
Yeah.
Like someone spinning their controller with a knife in their hand.
Yeah.
It looked kind of crazy. Some point here, it's raining, right?
So, yep, that's coming out right now. So,
Okay.
Starts raining. So,
He
guess
says,
what?
Where's your god now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but
all the flames are going out, their torches. Right. So, they all... Oh, this is when last boy gets killed. Oh, so they're not good. They go into like this overhang to like preserve as many torches as they can, which I think end up just being one. And one of the creatures like grabs the last boy and like lifts him out of there.
Right.
Yoinks him. So then Riddick closes them in a cave, I guess for protection. But then basically he's like, oh, we're not gonna make it now without the light. So he closes them into this like little cave, and he goes on without them. There's like a little bit of, is he coming back?
Right, I know. A couple of things real quick. So during this filming, they're supposed to be super hot. They're supposed to be on the super hot planet, but it was actually frozen. Like, it was really cold. Mm-hmm. So Claudia Black, who's wearing this tank top because she doesn't want to wear too much because she'd be too hot, is actually tortured by this cold.
Yeah.
Add to that, the makeup crew keep going spritzing them with water to make it look like they're
like
sweating,
Oh,
but
no.
that makes it even colder.
Oh, no.
Now, they're making it rain on them. They bought a piece of equipment that was supposed to warm up the water, but according to Vin Diesel, it never worked.
Oh,
so
no. It's
in
cold
this
water.
cold area, and it's even colder at night, the rain they're just dumping cold water onto the actors, which is pretty crazy.
So at this point, everyone's trapped in the cave, and then Riddick's gone ahead. So the body count, a live body count right now, is Riddick, Carolyn the pilot, the mom, Keith David, and Jack.
Right.
Everyone else has kicked the bucket at this point.
Right.
So they're in the cave, and then the last lantern goes out. But they discover there's glowworms in the cave.
Which was repeated in Millie Bobby Brown's movie Damsel.
Oh.
When she's stuck in this cave.
Spoiler. No, I'm just kidding.
Glowworms. That's so 2024, Margo.
So, yeah, that was fortuitous. So anyway, Riddick gets to the escape ship. He puts the fuel in. He prepares to leave. Then we cut back to the group. They're filling their lantern bottles with the glowworms. Carolyn has one that's filled, and she runs ahead to catch up with Riddick. He lets her on board, and she's like, okay, let's go back and get them with light. And he's like, no, why don't you just come with me?
Yeah, she's crying on the ground, begging him to come. And he's like, yeah, well, how about I got a better idea? You come with me. And she's like, you can tell she's tortured by this idea.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll make it easy on you. I'll pull you into the ship.
Yeah, he kind of picks her up, drags her onto the ship.
Right. And now, interestingly, behind the scenes, so she gets up there. There's a screech that happens of the creatures. Riddick looks around, and then she uses this as an opportunity. She has a flashback of all her past sins, quote unquote, of trying to kill the crew and not doing it. So she jumps and tackles Riddick. Everybody in the crew is worried that there's no way anybody would believe a woman her size would be able to tackle Riddick. So they added this sound effect so that Riddick's distracted, so he didn't see the attack coming.
I see.
So that she can do it, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, it's like it takes him unawares, maybe. Knock him off balance.
Right. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, but so basically she's feeling guilty about how she almost killed everybody, and they have like this little exchange, and she's like, I would die to save them. Right. And so this piques Riddick's interest, so now I guess his mind's changed. I don't know. Yeah. Unclear. I mean, it is, but why? I don't know. He just has a sense of whimsy and fun, I guess. And this is just tickles his He's like, tickles his funny bones.
I gotta see this. Yeah.
All right. Another thing to note is that he throws like a bunch of lights at her, but then those lights are never to be seen.
Yeah, they don't use them. Yeah. He's like, oh, here, I'll give you a light. You can go back for them.
Yeah, he has like a whole like string of lights that he throws to her, and then they're not there anymore.
They don't pick him up off the ground.
No,
yeah.
Maybe they're too heavy. She's like, they cut that scene. I don't want to carry these. So then there's like we're back in the little cave, and Jack and Keith David are like huddled in the cave, and they hear this noise, and they're like, uh-oh, we're about to get eaten. But ta-da, it's Carolyn, and Vin Diesel sticks his head in, the cutest little smile, like, hi, I'm here too. It was so cute. I'm like,
and then Keith David ad-libbed the line, "There's my God."
Oh, he ad-libbed that?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And the director's like,
my
oh,
gosh.
he would say that.
Yes, that was such a good line. Oh my god, I can't believe that.
I know, right? Like, oh my gosh.
Okay, so anyway, now they only have their like little lantern bottles with the glowworms in it.
Right.
They start running for it again. They make it to the ship. Big creature lands right in front of Riddick when he's running up to the ship, but he gets like really close into the monster's face and he starts like mimicking his head movements, so he stays in the blind spot. But there's another one.
Yeah.
Wah, wah. But anyway, the others are in the ship. They're strapped in. They're ready to go. They're like, all right, let's head out. But Riddick still hasn't made it back. Carolyn hears him yelling, and she goes to get him, which I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah.
There's two people who can fly the ship.
Yeah.
You and Riddick.
Mm-hmm. Theoretically, they could turn off the lights, hide in the ship, and the creatures, if they just lay
I guess they could
completely
just turn the
still.
lights on and just sit in there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But how would they? But how long is this gonna last? They'd probably die of dehydration and
I
starvation.
don't know how long
They don't know.
They don't
Yeah.
know how long the eclipse is supposed
I mean,
to
if it's
last.
only gonna be like a few hours, then they'd be fine. But if it's gonna last like a week, they're not gonna be fine.
Right.
So I don't know. Anyway, maybe they could figure maybe there's a instruction manual in there. They'll turn on autopilot. So she goes to get him. Not doing great. Not doing great. He did get killed, but he's like crawling around. Not great.
Yeah.
So anyway, but Carolyn helps him to get to the ship. But at the last moment, she gets snatched.
They're hugging in this like embrace as she's trying to lift him up and keep him on his feet. It's like she's a strong soldier now.
Yeah.
So the director said a lot of people come to him and said that he put a lot of romance in that.
Well,
I didn't see it.
I didn't see any romance at all.
Right? Where she's just trying to hold him up.
No.
But sure enough, she's snatched, she's stabbed, and then she's taken up. There's a scene where Riddick falls over and he said, "Not for me, not for me."
I wrote that down.
Is that what he says?
Not for me.
Right. That was something that Vin Diesel demanded to be shot.
Why?
Because they were going to cut from her flying up to Vin Diesel strapping himself in. And the director said he filmed it to make Vin Diesel happy. Yeah. And then when he got to the editing room, he was like, wow, actually that line was really good.
Yeah, basically, you shouldn't have killed yourself for me.
Right. And so, the director was like, wow, I was really moved by that line.
Yeah.
He was a little annoyed that it wasn't his idea.
It seems like all the actors are coming up with better lines.
I mean,
not for me.
I think if a group can really gets into their characters,
that's true.
And you're willing to listen to them, you can make a better film.
Yeah, for sure. Riddick gets to the ship. They're about to take off, but then he cuts all the power off. And they're like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. But the ship starts getting surrounded by creatures.
Yeah.
So they're like, aren't we going to leave? And he says, can't leave without saying goodnight. And then he turns all the lights on and torches. All the monsters have crowded around the ship. And they fly away.
But then they fly through like hundreds of them, hitting them along the way. Like, So not only did he take the ones out from the bright light and the flames behind the ship, he's hidden as much as he can on the way out. Yeah. While we probably barely put a dent into it, it's a big F you to the creatures.
Yeah. I mean, the creatures don't care, but all right. I mean, So at the end, Riddick, Keith David, and Jack made it. All of them made it. And all of the, not actors, but characters are in the sequel.
Right.
But they recast Jack.
Yeah, Vin Diesel tried to fight to keep the same actress in, but the studio wouldn't make it.
Did she not want to do it, or they
No,
didn't
the studio wouldn't make it with the same girl playing Jack. They wanted a quote-unquote sexier actress.
Wasn't... Ugh.
I mean, what they did, that's just studios, because studios are trying to make money,
I can't imagine this. If this actress is a model, she probably could have been sexy. But I don't think this character needs to be sexy.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying
I know.
That's how studios think. I'm trying to think of the actress that plays her in the second one.
I don't remember. I don't think I know.
Does she go by, is it Kyra in the second one?
Yeah.
So it's one of the women that's
I don't know why I said that with such confidence.
It's one of the women
I don't know.
But it's not in the Ice Show.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, that was the studios back. And that's the same reason why when we get from Phantasm to Phantasm 2, they replaced the main little boy from the first movie with a more Hollywood hunk style character who's been in like nothing else since.
That's the thing. It's not like it's a known actress who's playing,
Right.
I mean, she's in some stuff, but she's not like a really famous actress.
Right.
And I don't think that needs to be a sexy character. Whatever.
It didn't have to be, but that's what they're trying to sell tickets.
Yeah, whatever. I'm sure. And I doubt that sold any tickets either.
Yeah, I think the fact that Vin Diesel was in it reprising an amazing character sold the tickets.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought a really funny way to end the movie would be if you saw like if the sun coming out as soon as they leave.
Right.
Like, oh, we should have
No
just
lie.
hunkered
We
down
could
in
have
the
left
ship.
in that ship. Or one character we forgot about who was knocked out or something wakes up in the ship and the sun's coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, but then he would be stuck on the planet anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But it
that's
would
true.
have been funny.
That would have been funny.
So one thing that I thought of love from the commentary is Vin Diesel kept having to assure people, guys, I love this movie. I think this movie is perfect. I love this movie. He's like, so I don't get this whole critiquing thing, but we're doing it. Like when they critique a scene, well, like, oh, this is funny. This didn't work. Like her hair looked weird. He's like, why are we critiquing this? But I'll do it.
Yeah.
But please, everybody know that I love this film.
I got it.
Because he does. He loves this character.
Yeah. Vin Diesel's performance in this movie is pretty fun.
It is fun.
I mean, like, you really don't get a sense. I really don't think you get a sense of what his motivation is at all. He really seems to just be, like, doing it for the lulz.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, he's definitely chaotic neutral in this movie. Like, that's a D&D reference. But I'm just like, what are you even doing, man?
I know. I love it.
He's just scampering about, doing shenanigans.
I think you're right. Chaotic neutral is perfect.
Yeah.
That is perfect. In the beginning, there's some shots where we're trying to establish the area, and there's some blurry shots, and the director really had to convince the camera operators to get the blurry shots. Because said if you were working on like a big budget Hollywood movie and you submit dailies of blurry shots, you were fired. And you might have trouble working again. But he's trying to explain to them, no, trust me, I want blurriness in this shot. I need you to capture blurriness.
Yeah.
And it was really hard to convince them to do that.
Oh, what was Keith David's secret? Like, they all had secrets, do you know?
I don't know.
Maybe
If
he didn't have one. It got the cutting room table.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, the original script was called Nightfall when it was given to the director David Thwani.
Chewie?
Tui. It was originally called Nightfall, which I thought was interesting. Oh, here we go. This is it. So they found an area in another country that was a mining area, right? Which really works because the people were mining in the script, right? But the director said, if you remember back going to theaters in 1999 here in America, you might see a sign saying, please no smoking in the theater. In this theater that you went to that showed one movie at a time because it was a smaller country, there was a sign saying, please no explosives in the theater.
What?
Right? Because it was a mining area and people were worried about leaving their explosives in the car thinking they would get stolen. So they would often go to see a movie and bring their explosives inside with them.
That makes sense.
Which is like bonkers to think about worrying about.
That's really funny.
Also, when they started filming the film, it's supposed to be this dry desert area and it rained for 2 solid weeks, which put him a week behind schedule.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That like it's desert and then it just happened to rain while they're there. They have like the worst luck in this movie.
Yeah, it's pretty bad luck. But the director started having to like think of ways to save time and catch back up on schedule because he was behind some time. In the end, he was given 5 extra days to finish wrapping it up. But he started setting up the next shot while he was filming one. So he could, as soon as he's done, go over and the shot be already ready to film. And it helped him become a better time-efficient director because he had to be to not lose his job.
Yeah.
Which I think was interesting.
And it explains the rain better.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But yeah, those are some of the things,
Yeah, it's good.
That was good.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, we probably won't be doing the sequel ever.
That's
since
not
it's
it.
sci-fi.
I can't even Margo
It's so bonkers.
Can't say that this is a horror movie. I can't twist that into a horror. I've convinced Elzar to do some movies that are like not so much a horror movie, but that one I can't even try. And it's not the best movie either.
Yeah, it's fun though.
It's a fun, as we said, a bonkers movie.
It is bonkers.
But not the best. Sorry.
Thank you, Margo, for hosting this episode. It was a lot of fun. Thank you, listeners, for listening to us. We have new episodes every Monday. And if you'd like to follow us on Instagram, we're at NightmareEchoesPod. We're also having a lot of fun on Threads. I feel like Threads are having a lot of good conversations about horror, and I'm having fun in there. So check us out there. If you like what you hear, please leave us a good review. That'd be awesome. And hope you get to hear us next time. Bye.
Bye.